Well, hi everyone. I'm John Ritlin with my predictions for AEW Double or Nothing for 2020. Yeah, obviously can't do predictions for last year's event because that would be really fucking stupid. So we have 8 matches here on this card, and yes, I'm recording this before Dynamite. The reason is I have way too many shows to record, so I figured if they add anything on Dynamite, it's not really going to be all that important. They are saving a particular surprise for the pay-per-view. And yes, they're not going to have fans for this pay-per-view. It's going to be very odd, but you know what? I look forward to it. Now, there are a couple matches where I'm like kind of on, but they've done a pretty good job building this up. And, well, hey, who knows if it's actually going to be any good or not. It could be a mess. It could be a dumpster fire. It could be a whole lot of fun. I've been watching WCW 2000, so at this point, I probably could enjoy just about anything, though there are parts of this I have a feeling I might hate. But you know what? By and large, I'd say 80% of this card looks pretty damn good. So let's dive into the predictions and let me know your thoughts in the comments. So we have Private Party versus the Best Friends #1 contenders match. And since Omega and Page are the tag team champions, and they've been building up the Best Friends, I could definitely see the Best Friends winning here. And this is going to be on the buy-in or the pre-show match. And I would like to see Private Party win, but I just feel what they've been doing with the Best Friends that we are going to get them winning. And, hey, we could get them as tag team champions. I don't know how good that would be, but I think with the way they've been building them, Best Friends are no doubt going to win. And then we go to Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. I want to see Britt Baker win this match. That's nothing against Statlander, but I just like what they've been doing with Britt. And while I feel that her heel promos, backstage stuff, and pre-tape stuff has been hit and miss, she has been sinking her teeth, no pun intended, because she is a dentist. They don't tell us often enough, but I get the feeling and finally was able to find out that she is a dentist. Now, maybe they will fully clarify this on Dynamite at some point about 50 million more times, but anyway, in all seriousness, I want to see Britt Baker win this match because I think there's a lot of mileage in making her a top contender for the AEW Women's Championship. Here's the problem. Based on recent events that happened where Britt DDT'd Brandy, and they've been doing all this stuff and everything, like when, Brandy threw Britt's shoe and then the DDT that followed. I can see Brandy interfering in this and Chris Statlander winning, and then we get a match between Britt and Brandy on Dynamite, which is exactly what we've been clamoring for, is more nepotism with Brandy Rhodes in a goddamn ring. Brandy Rhodes should not be on AEW television because she doesn't serve any purpose other than to be, hey, she's Cody's wife. Yay! She's uncharismatic and can't wrestle in the goddamn ring. But so I would love to see Britt win, but I think Statlander's going to win. There's going to at least be a distraction by Brandy, and then we're going to get Britt and Brandy brawling afterwards, and then maybe Britt comes out during the during the title match that Brandy's going to be at ringside for, and we get more stuff like that. Now maybe not. Maybe it's just going to be a straight up match and Britt wins, but I get the feeling this is going to happen and Statlander's going to pick up the win and we're going to get more Brandy, which is exactly what we don't want. MJF versus Jungle Boy. I'm going to be very, very quick here. It's going to be MJF. It's going to be a good match, and I think it's going to, work well for both, as I think Jungle Boy is a future star, and MJF, having seen him on a couple indie shows, the guy's fucking brilliant. He really is, and he gets it, and he will no doubt beat Jungle Boy in about, I'd say, 8 minutes, something like that. It will be good and competitive, because Jungle Boy being able to hit some moves on MJF makes sense, but MJF being able to be a full-on dick heel here and win will give him a quality win and possibly a future title shot at some point. But this is just going to be a match to get MJF back established on the promotion and on the program, so MJF to win, no doubt. And then we get Matt Hardy and the Elite, which is Hangman Page, Adam Hangman Page, as Durr would be quick to point out, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Sammy and Hagar, and Santana and Ortiz. It's going to be the Stadium Stampede match because Daily's Place is in conjunction with the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium, and after the Inner Circle got the victory in that street fight that I got a lot of shit for not caring for, on Dynamite, where Omega did the moonsault off the scissor lift, and it was just not for me, but I see why people like it. This is going to be wild and crazy, and it's either going to be one of the best things or it's going to be a goddamn train wreck. Is it going to be more cinematic? Who knows? They could pre-tape this and put this on the pay-per-view. I have no goddamn idea if they're going to do that. That actually might not be the worst idea in the world, but I think that they're going to show this live. It's going to be ridiculous, and I have Matt Hardy and the Elite winning because you can beat Sammy or you can beat Santana and Ortiz in the Inner Circle, still keep their momentum. Paige and Omega are the tag team champions, and the Bucks haven't been on TV for a while, neither is Paige. And I just really think, unless, they announce on Dynamite that a couple of people aren't going to be there, and then we have some fill-ins, I think that it's going to be Matt Hardy and the Elite, and then you can start the friction again between Paige and Omega since they're still the tag team champions. So the Elite and Matt Hardy win. Not delete the Elite, but the Elite are going to delete everybody else. Yeah, I'm not really sold on all this stuff. But that being said, I think everybody involved will make it fun except Hagar, because Hagar doesn't know how to make anything fun. I mean, he literally looks like an accountant trying to wrestle. He looks like a jock that became an accountant trying to wrestle. So, there we go with that. Now we get to Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee for the AEW World Championship. Now, this probably will main event, and it probably should, because Cody and Archer main eventing, even though it's a new championship, I wouldn't care for. And it would show that they have faith in Moxley. If they keep it just Moxley and Brody Lee straight up in a match, and Moxley beats him in a good competitive match, I'm for it. The problem is, Brody Lee is attached to one of the, if not the worst gimmick in wrestling going today, the Dark Order, and therefore that's going to drag this match down. Now, that being said, I have Moxley retaining, and Brody Lee is a good athlete, but he's attached to that death gimmick that is the Dark Order, the Gimp Order, as I'm going to call them, and Mox wins. Just keep it a straight-up match and don't have the fucking interference. I fucking hate the Gimp Order, and I don't know too many people that like it. And I mean, I'm not knocking if you do. I just don't see any benefit to it. I don't see any benefit to this gimmick existing. It fucking sucks. Does the talent suck? I'm not even saying the talent sucks. It's just a stupid-ass gimmick. But Jon Moxley wins. And then we get Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy. I know he's got fans. I'm not one of them. Ray Phoenix, who was, perfectly within his right to football kick Orange Cassidy on Dynamite. That was incredible. That was a Mortal Kombat Bruce Lee style thing. That was insane. Versus Scorpio Scott versus Kip Sabian. And I imagine Penelope Ford will get involved in this. Versus Frankie Kazarian versus Luchasaurus versus a surprise entrant. I don't know who the surprise entrant is. It could be somebody that they sign. I think it's going to be Pac. Now, I don't know about the travel restrictions and stuff like that because of what's going on, but I think we could see Pac. We haven't seen him in a while. And unless it is travel restrictions that prevent him, I think Pac's going to be the 9th entrant. And it's a casino ladder match where it's like the Casino Battle Royal where you get entrants every minute or something like that, every minute or every 90 seconds. And the idea is the first 2 guys could go for what I believe it's a casino chip that's at the top. And you get the chip. You get the opportunity for a future world title shot or future AEW championship shot, and maybe somebody goes for the TNT championship. I'm not exactly sure. They could mess around with these rules. If it's Pac, I got Pac winning. However, if it's not Pac and the surprise entrant is just somebody, I don't know, Sean Spears, and nothing against Sean Spears, but Sean Spears or Peter Avalon or something like that, and it just ends up being a popcorn fart. Nothing against Peter Avalon. I mean, it's just the character hasn't really meant anything. If it's not a surprise entrant where, holy crap, it's somebody like Pac or Pentagon or something like that, then I think it's going to be Darby Allin. So it's either Pac or Darby Allin, because Darby Allin winning would be absolutely great, and him facing Jon Moxley would actually be pretty goddamn good. So that's what I got going. But if it is Pac, I got him winning the chip because I think it would be absolutely great. It would be a great way to reintroduce him, and it'd be fantastic to see. Now we have, and I don't think this is how the order of the card is going to go. I actually think the casino ladder match will actually kick off. But we have Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. And here's the thing. If Nyla Rose was justifiably the first AEW Women's Champion and not Riho, and nothing against Riho, I just don't think she was a believable champion. If Nyla had held the championship from October 2nd to now, I'd be all for Hikaru Shida winning. I'd be for Hikaru Shida winning even now. Here's the problem. If you want to really establish Nyla Rose as a dominant AEW Women's Champion, you gotta have her win here. And nothing against Shida. I love me some Shida. I would love if AEW ran a show here in Seattle when all this calms down. I would try to see if there was a meet and greet for Shida because I think she's awesome. I think she's goddamn amazing. I think she's a great talent. Same with Nyla Rose. I'd love to meet Nyla Rose and say she is really an inspiration for athletes being who they are and working hard. But Nyla Rose has got to win here. And it'll be a good competitive match, and Shida can put a dent in her, but also Nyla can look dominant, throwing around Hikaru Shida, and neither is going to look weak. As long as they get this 10 to 12 minutes, I have Nyla Rose winning, and that's really where I think we're going to go with this. So, again, I'd be all for Shida winning, but Nyla hasn't held the championship long enough. Then we get Cody with Arn Anderson and Brandy versus Lance Archer with Jake the Snake Roberts, TNT Tournament Finals. Whoever wins this becomes the inaugural TNT champion. Lance Archer better goddamn win this. And this is nothing against Cody. I love Cody. But what I could see happening is if they do the aforementioned stuff with Brandy interfering in Britt Baker's match, Britt comes out to like take out Brandy, and then Jake maybe takes out Arn. We get the battle of the DDTs. But at this age, for both of them, I don't know if either one of them should be doing DDTs, but I could see them just having Brandy DDT Jake during the match. I could see them doing that just to fuck with everything. But I really think that Lance needs to win here. And the reason I think Lance needs to win is if Cody wins, yes, it would be cool and everything, but Lance, they could build it up and they could have it where he'll held over his head like Cody is the chosen one and everything, but he can't get the job done. He couldn't win the AEW championship from Jericho Full Gear. He can't win the inaugural TNT championship and Lance Archer win. And yes, he would only need to hold it until the next pay-per-view in August, but it would be a nice way to establish a heel champion, and it would justify all this hype that they've had for Lance Archer. I could definitely see them having Cody win and kind of fucking it all up. But I have Lance Archer winning here. So those are my predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.